me, Weston.
And Marcelo.
And welcome to Trash Talk, our E3 sub-arc.
2015 sub-arc.
I'm just cutting you off right now, dude.
And you're going to be doing that for quite a while, because you introduced the last game, and I'll just do this one for the sake of saying something in this review. We are going over an Xbox One game.
Yeah.
You already read the title, you know what we're doing. Halo 5 Guardians.
So yeah, just by the title alone, you could tell that this was my pick. And
can I say something?
Go ahead, go ahead.
You're gonna see it in a list. I'm not gonna give out too much at all, but he does a review with someone, and well, that's not me, and they go, "Oh God, we finally get to do shooters. This is so rare on Trash Talk." It's not taboo. I'm not above. You know, I'm not against reviewing shooters on here. I don't know or I have played too many to really be able to say something about it. So, that's gonna be reflected to hell and back in this review. So, Weston has the floor for the majority of this review. So.
All right, so yeah, I am actually looking forward to Halo 5. We actually just got talking about another game in our first episode, and now we're just kind of like. Now let's talk about shooters! And I kind of talked to Marcelo a little bit. He was kind of hesitant on the idea at first, but then I thought, well, it can actually bring some variety to it, because, like, you know, we don't, again, like, it's not like it's taboo, but
it's not that I'm not allowing them, but we just have not had too many to really go over. I mean, he's played lots of shooters.
I haven't played shooters.
The last time we went over a shooter was Call of Duty Advanced Warfare in our last sub-arc. So
yeah, and we all know how that turned out.
That was a year ago. So
I do remember that one.
I remember we ate pizza.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We filmed that, so we're filming this. But I don't want to date this episode or anything like this, but all this is being filmed after E3 already happened. I'm not gonna say specifically when it ended for us as we're recording this, but it's already over. We filmed last year's sub-arc during E3, so you can even see that when we were like, we get distracted, like, hey, Nintendo, what are they showing? Sorry, we have to get back to this, and you can see remnants of that in those episodes.
Oh yeah,
we were filming right as E3 was going. You have the floor for it. Let's just get started.
All right, so I did actually see both the trailers, and those were kind of like the trailers I looked at more over, because Halo is, I don't care if you guys get offended. It's not just like a run-of-the-mill shooter like Call of Duty is. There is some lore to Halo. There's a lot of interesting things going on in Halo, which I think makes it really, really good. Like, kind of brings it above other shooters in that kind of aspect, which is like its lore and its story. It's one of those very few shooters that actually has like a very good story to it. So in the trailers we've seen, there was one called the Warzone trailer, which talks about the multiplayer, and which I'll go over that. But there was a story, like, they kind of showed off a bit of like a story mission, where you play as, it's pretty much 4 players. I think it's 4-player co-op. I'm hoping that it's 4-player co-op, because that'd actually be really cool. Like 4 friends that, like, you know, just playing a mission together.
Is that a staple? Have they done that before?
They have not done that before. Usually,
they've never had 4-player co-op.
No, they have not.
In any of the last 4 Halos?
No, they've had 2-player co-op, but they've never really had like 4-player co-op, and that would be interesting. So if they're gonna, like, just kind of like a little quick sign up, if they're gonna do that, hopefully the enemies are kind of just multiplying, and there are actually a lot more enemy types and like just challenges, and like the levels are bigger and more expansive to accommodate for that for 4 people. And so, like, so the story for Halo 5 is, Master Chief and his team of 402 is called Blue Team. They kind of go AWOL after a certain event happens. I'm not really sure what happens, like, to make him go AWOL. It's probably gonna go over in the story to where Agent Locke, in which, if you've seen, like, the TV show, I think it's called Halo ODST, I'm not sure. I'll probably have like the title right here of the show, where Agent Locke, he was ODST during the events, and then he became a Spartan 4 along with his team, in which you do see a couple familiar characters in there, in which his team is pretty much responsible for tracking down and stopping Master Chief from doing something. And then, like, you just see, like, a whole bunch of stuff going on with, like, the Covenant, Remnant.
Is there, like, a time skip between 4 and 5, or does 5 take place immediately after 4?
No, there is a time skip. I think it takes place 6 months after the events of Halo 4, where, like, you know, Cortana is just, like, she gets killed off. Because, like, she's kind of just, like, an old AI, and then she starts deteriorating after a certain period of time. So it's kind of just inevitable that she was gonna die. And that's where, like, Master Chief actually gets, like, the most character. He's not just, like, a blank kind of soldier. And I can even admit, like, he's, like, you play as, like, he's not really... He doesn't really have a character in the first 3 games. Again, like, he's just kind of just like, okay, where do I need to go? And, like, okay, I'm gonna shoot stuff over there. And even I can admit that. He's, like, kind of just, like... He's the main character of the story, but like there's nothing really juicy about him. That is until Halo 4, and he starts actually doing some really interesting stuff. So I guess I can throw like another expectation in there that hopefully he does get a lot more character in this, because they're actually showing that he does actually start having a character. And so they're pretty much in the story mission. They're kind of just like raiding. Like a Covenant, like kind of like stronghold, which is supposed to be like the last one. They're just like storming the place because they know Master Chief's there, and then they stumble upon like this Guardian, which is I know Marcelo's is kind of like
I'm just trying to digest this. It's hard, so
it's hard. It's a very complicated thing. I don't think I can cover it, or else we're gonna be here for a long ass time.
We don't have the time either, so.
But there's a bunch of lore videos on YouTube, not covered by me. No, just like people doing that.
Do you know of the YouTube channel Lore? I think it's called Lore.
I think so, yeah. They do.
Do they do Halo?
I don't know, but I know Halo Lore does lore.
Link down below.
So you'll probably get more lore on that. And then, pretty much what a Guardian is, from what I can recollect, is a Forerunner super weapon. I know, there's so many of those. But like, they're...
Okay.
Well, like the Halos are super weapons, kind of designed to kill everything in the universe. So these things are kind of just like more like giant Goliath things.
Didn't we try one time prior to filming? Didn't I have you try to explain the lore to me, or was it you or Chase?
I think it might.
And I was like,
I don't know. You kind of have to like. So, it's kind of hard to invest. You kind of have to play like the first game. Like you have to kind of play the games, kind of get it.
Let me tell you guys for a minute. I've said it before, I think, but I've only ever really played Halo. Not too recently, but recently-ish, like in the last couple of months or whatever. Chase did have me play like a smidgen of the very beginning of the first Halo. And then I also played Halo Reach with my cousin like years ago. That's about it. So I'm not very invested into Halo. I'm not really well versed in Halo. So for all you Halo meth heads, Halo heads, whatever, this guy has it covered. I'm just gonna throw any kind of piece in if I can find the opportunity to do so.
So, like, pretty much it's Forerunner super weapons, and then they kind of mentioned something about the Reclaimer, which, according to the legend, like, the Reclaimer is supposed to be, like, the one, like, they're supposed to be, like, the ones that kind of inherit, like, the mantle of responsibility, kind of like just, like, the power of the whole universe.
Yeah.
Kind of becoming, like, the most dominant race on, like, the whole entire multiverse and stuff, so I suspect that's what Master Chief's trying to do, and they don't know what he's doing, so they're trying to stop him. So
within the trailer, the E3 trailer, specifically what was going on there? Pretty much what you're saying, or what's
pretty much what was happening specifically in like the story trailer is that they're storming a Covenant stronghold.
Okay.
With the Arbiter and his troops. And they're just kind of taking stuff out because they know Master Chief's there, and there's a Guardian there, and then all of a sudden, like these Forerunner Prometheans, they're kind of like just machines and stuff created by the Forerunners.
Okay.
So they start attacking and stuff, and then they're gonna get to like the Guardian, they're gonna take it out, and then like this giant knight-looking Forerunner machine just like comes up. I think its name is the Knight Eternal.
Okay.
So
does he happen to be, I might get this completely wrong, but I don't care. Is he, Wait, go into a bit more detail real quick.
He's kind of like this giant, giant metal knight guy with like
Is he like white?
Yeah, I believe so. And like you see it, like I am the Knight Eternal, and then like he just kind of pops into being, and they start shooting him, and then like he just grabs you.
Oh. Yeah.
And like his face like kind of like transforms, and he kind of has like a laser thing.
That's what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm guessing that's what they like. I'm guessing that he's kind of like a protector of the Guardian and stuff.
Is he like a new character to the series? Or?
I think he might be.
Have they mentioned him at all?
I don't know if they mentioned him in the expanded universe. I'm guessing not from what I've seen. He's kind of just like a new character. But I think, like, he says he's like a warden of the Guardian and stuff. So I'm thinking what he does is he protects the Guardian from being attacked and stuff. So he's kind of just like the main defense mainframe of the Guardian.
Okay.
So I'm guessing, like, you have to take him out and stuff in order to take out the Guardian. So I don't know, maybe that would be actually a really good boss fight. Speaking of boss fights, they actually have him in Halo now.
And would you say now? I'm pretty sure they never had him before.
They've had him before, but I don't think up to this level. And they kind of go into more detail in the new multiplayer thing. Now we're going into multiplayer, so now Marcelo's going to be extremely he's just going to be like,
hi guys,
multiplayer.
I'm here too. So without going too much into detail.
So Warzone's kind of like a new multiplayer thing, and it's really interesting because it's 12 on 12 multiplayer, like blue team against red team. And it's not just like, oh, it's just 12 people and 12 people death match like Call of Duty and shit. There are enemy AI. You have to it's a mixture of all like the Halo games from horde mode with AI enemies kind of just popping out and attacking you, as well as your opponents attacking you. But also capture the flag, where you have to capture bases and get like cards and stuff. Oh, and then there's a card system in which you have to collect cards in order to get like certain loadouts. Like, oh, I got a card for getting a rocket launcher. So when you start the game, you start off with a rocket launcher, and then you also have a vehicle card in which you can get like a tank if you happen to have a card for it. And you can't bring them out. I do believe you can't bring them out right away. But like you have to like kind of like do stuff like capture bases or take out enemies or take out AI opponents, or in this case with the AI opponents, there is also like a little thing where like a boss character shows up. And these boss characters, I think, show up very randomly. And what makes the boss characters like kind of interesting is they give you a lot of points. However, there's a certain dynamic with that in which I don't really think I've seen in other games. Which not only do you have to take out the boss, you have to also make sure that your enemy, like the enemies on the other team, don't also try to take out the boss and steal your kills. So like I believe like half the team has to like go out and take out the boss. Well, the other half of the team has to make sure like the other team doesn't get a chance to like do some damage to the boss and steal points from them. So I think that's really interesting. It's like, alright, we have to work together and take out this boss. Like, no, we have to take out this boss. You guys, make sure like these guys don't have a chance to take out the boss with us, or else they're gonna try to steal our points and stuff. We don't want that. So I think there's a lot of interesting stuff. It's very frantic and all that, and that's when like it's a very frantic thing. But the good thing about Halo is it's really fun, especially when it's like frantic and you don't really know what's going on. You're kind of just in the middle of it. It's like, holy crap! There's so much shit going on. Like enemies, like just like opponents and like allies just falling to the ground, just like dead from like explosions and stuff. It's a Michael Bay moment for sure, but it's an enjoyable one. It's what I like to call a Michael Bay moment.
Expectations.
So expectations, I hope they really do something with like the 4-player mechanic. Hopefully they do have 4-player co-op. And hopefully Warzone is actually pretty fun and all that. It looks pretty fun and all that. So hopefully it is pretty fun and enjoyable and all that. So I think that kind of matches my expectations. Sorry, I'm kind of just like garbling and stuff throughout this whole episode.
No, please. Tell me more, Wes. I love hearing your stories about Halo 5 Guardians.
Oh, I know you do. I'm sorry.
My expectations, if at all, is, I don't know, because I have not played many Halos. Do good.
Duke.
Make a good game. For the fans of Halo, make the story, I don't know, easy to follow, because as you can tell, it's hard for me to follow it. I'm not a fan, but I don't know. It goes without saying that, like, you know, it looks next gen.
It does look very next gen, by the way. Yeah.
The humans struck me a little odd in this one because for whatever reason, to me, they looked a little cartoony. I don't know if it's an artistic thing on my part, but they looked as real as they look, as proportionate as they look. There was this, from what I saw from it, like I really studied this trailer. They looked a little cartoony to me still. They didn't look like super fluid, real-ass human. I don't know. I don't know if it's me. I don't know if I was just delirious because I watched it at like midnight.
That could have been it. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Are we even talking about the same trailer?
From an artistic standpoint, well, it's the one that we were just talking about. I don't know. It's Halo. I'm a little. I'm on the spotlight and I'm nervous. I don't know what to say. Be a good game.
Alright, so my expectations are a little bit more clear, and then I forgot to say that they are also bringing some new Forerunner vehicles and all that. Hopefully they're also fun to kind of just drive around like the Warthog is or the tank is. So hopefully they're pretty fun and stuff, just to kind of just go around and stuff.
So verdicts for what we've seen.
So my verdict, it's gonna be a 4 out of 5. From what I've seen, it looks pretty good. But again, I'm just kind of keeping my distance. I have been burned before, so I'm kind of being a little bit more reserved, and I'm just giving it a 4 out of 5. It looks good.
For me, being a little more lenient with this, I'll give it a 3.5 because staying back from it too, in the sense of we don't know what it's gonna turn into. I was gonna give it a 3 because I was just gonna give it a 3, but I was like, well, I don't know. If it's something that the fans can enjoy, then there you go. Me not being, so much of a shooter fanatic, I'm not gonna really play it. But for someone like you, I just hope that you have a good time with it. So.
Oh yeah, hopefully I will. Hopefully.
There's that. So I guess that's kind of it, right?
So yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, I'm Weston. And this was a very one-sided trash talk. We haven't had those in a while, so yay.
I'm Marcelo, and this was Trash Talk.
I already said this was trash talk.
Don't sing it again.